Hello, my beauties. How are you all doing out there in the world? Wherever you are today, I want to thank you for tuning in and for joining me for this episode. Because today I am talking about something that I hold very, very close to my heart and I absolutely love talking about, which is chakras. I find that this was probably one of the most important things that I ever tapped into when I started on my journey. It wasn't something that I'd ever looked into before. I had no knowledge of it whatsoever, and for me it was transformative to know all this knowledge behind why we can feel the way that we feel, why we can get ourselves unbalanced, imbalanced, why we can feel misaligned at times was just one of the most wonderful things that I learned along the way. So today I wanted to share some information with you. Now, it's quite extensive amount of knowledge. Let's call this episode kind of like a starter point. So we're going to go through kind of where it comes from, what it means, why we need to have our chakras aligned and balanced. I'll also talk about what it is to have them balanced, what it means when they're overactive and when they are blocked as well. And then I'm going to create a second episode around all the ways, some big, some small, that you can then at home and in your life and in your daily practice, and if necessary involving others, can balance those chakras out. Only because it would make it just far too much information in one episode, and I don't want to overload, blow anyone's minds. So we'll just start with sort of like some nice basics, kind of like a little rundown of what it means, what it is, how we can deal with it, how we can keep ourselves balanced, and what it means to notice when we can then see how we might be blocked or how we might be overactive and definitely not balanced, just as a starting point for today. So let's get straight into it. So it's an ancient and complex energy system that originated in India, and it was first mentioned in an ancient sacred text of spiritual knowledge dating back to 1000 BC. So the 7 main chakras are the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. These are the ones that you will notice coming up when you kind of Google and research these things. This is the one that you'll see in pictures of lovely serene people with these lovely coloured discs running through them. So the 7 main chakras are those ones, although light workers and healers and very spiritual people will tell you that there are a lot more, and the more I look into this, the more I notice there are more and more. So some will tell you that there are 12 in total, some will tell you a higher number, but I have seen it being spoken about as in there are 100 and just over. But today, what we're going to focus on is those 7 main chakras. So what is a chakra? Now, a chakra is an energy center within our body. It's thought to be spinning discs of energy, and these should stay open and they should stay aligned and balanced, as they kind of correspond to all the bundles of nerves and the major organs within your body and areas of our energetic body that affect our emotional and our physical well-being. And what runs through them is the prana, which is our life force energy, and that runs through us and through the chakras, and they serve as a junction point for the nadis, which is the breath channels or lines of energy that radiate out to all the areas of the body. And the word chakra itself refers to a wheel or a disc, so they are considered to be these spinning discs of colour within our body. So when we are aligned and balanced within these chakras, we are then in energetic harmony in our body, mind and spirit, which is what we are all searching for, what we're all seeking. We are all looking for that inner peace, inner calm, energetic harmony and connection of the mind, body and spirit. And if we are misaligned in any one of the areas, body, mind or spirit, then we will feel out of whack. We'll feel frustrated or angry or tired, and we can also feel physically unwell. Now, as the prana spins through these chakras, if you have an overactive chakra, it is because the prana is spinning at a higher rate than normal. So it makes the chakra go into like an overactive state. So you will feel excessive energy flow throughout the corresponding organs. If you are balanced, the prana or life force spins at a normal rate, so energy is neither excessively flowing nor is it deficient, and this is what we're trying to get to. If it's underactive, then the prana spins slower than usual due to a lack of attention. And if it's blocked, then the blocked chakras can actually lead to physical ailments or emotional problems. So what we're going to go through is each chakra individually. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, about what it's like to have it balanced, what it's like to have it blocked, and what it's like to have it overactive, and the kind of areas that it can affect in our life when those things are in that level. So if we start with the lower chakras, I like to start from the bottom to the top, purely because to me it feels like the bottom is where your security and your grounding is, and the very, very top at the crown is where your higher consciousness and your spirituality is. And I like to feel that you're working from your bottom out to your top and radiating outwards. But you can work it whichever way you want, top to bottom, bottom to top. It makes no difference. When you talk to people and you hear people speak about it, they can use either. So if we work on the lower chakras first, you've got your root chakra, which is at the base of your spine. So it's in the center, but at the base of your spine. And it spins a beautiful red color. Now, the root chakra is connected to your physical identity, your stability, your grounding. It's also our sense of safety and our sense of security. That's with people, with ourselves, and within our lives as well. It's responsible for our flight or fight response, and it governs our instinct. Now, when it's blocked, you feel instability, you feel anxiety, there's a lot of fear, you feel ungrounded, you'll feel lost in the world, and you'll feel lost within yourself. So you can see how a blocked chakra can actually affect a lot of feelings that people can feel on a daily basis. And then if we look at it as an overactive chakra, you would become quite materialistic, perhaps greedy. You'd have a lust for money and for power, be quite aggressive. Insecurity occurs here as well. You need more to feel good. And that is because this is connected to our feelings of security and our survival needs. So when it's overactive and it's out of whack in that area, we feel like we aren't surviving adequately, which means that we look externally to find things that can make us feel good, whether that's money or power or things or materialistic objects. So when it's overactive, you've got this kind of overly excessive energy of needing something more to make you feel like you are part of the world. Now, when it's balanced, which is obviously what we're all looking for and which is what we all hope for, you will feel beautifully grounded within yourself, grounded within your life, and grounded within the world. You'll feel safe, you'll feel secure, you'll feel very firm in your place in the world. You'll feel quite centered, and you'll just be very, very happy to be living this human experience. So as you can see, the necessity for a balanced root chakra is very real. We all need to feel like that within ourselves and within our lives. And then if we move up slightly, we're going to go up to the sacral chakra, which is just underneath your navel, again in the center. and it radiates a beautiful orange colour. Now, the sacral chakra rules our physical manifestation, and it is also the seat of our creativity. It determines how we see ourselves within the physical world, and it allows us to experience our true desires. It also governs our self-worth and our relationships with others. Physically, it's connected to the hips, to our inner thighs, and to our reproductive organs. So that also means that it's connected to our urinary and our circulatory system too. It rules our desires and our passions and our sexuality. It also governs our need to create anything, whether that is creating children or whether that is creating a beautiful painting. It governs our reproduction, physically speaking. It mentally governs our creativity. Emotionally, it's connected to our joy, and spiritually, it is connected to our enthusiasm. So when this is a blocked sacral chakra, it means that we would have a low libido. Our sex life is not working out for us because it is connected to our sexual organs and our pleasure and our passion and all that great stuff. You might find that you have a fear of intimacy, absolutely no creativity flowing from you whatsoever, feel quite isolated and quite lonely. So it's important that this chakra isn't blocked in that sense. Likewise, if it's an overactive sacral chakra, you can imagine that if it controls our sexuality in an overactive state, we become hedonistic, we can become sex addicts, very manipulative with our bodies, overly passionate people. But if you are balanced in your sacral chakra, you are joyous and you find the pleasure in everything. It's a balanced sexuality and sensuality to yourself. You're very nurturing, deep emotions of beautiful passion and optimism. So it's a wonderful one to ensure that between our creativity and our creation and our sexuality that all reside within it, it's very important to keep this one balanced. And if we move up again slightly higher, we reach the solar plexus. Now this is in the center of our body, and it's just under our rib cage and above the navel, and it radiates a beautiful yellow color. Now the solar plexus is our energy center, and it radiates life energy or prana throughout our entire body. It governs our willpower, the ability to achieve, it's our self-esteem, our raw emotions and our self-discipline. Physically, it is related to our metabolic system and our digestive system. So physically, it is connected to our digestion. Mentally, it is connected to our personal power. Emotionally, it is connected to our expansiveness within the world, what we have to give and how we want to grow. And then spiritually, it is connected to all matters of growth for ourselves. So if it is blocked, you will find yourself feeling threatened in those ways. So you'll feel that your ability to achieve is threatened, your self-esteem is threatened, you will have low self-esteem, you'll feel powerless, you would feel like you have an inferiority complex or that the world is out to get you. And if it's overactive, you would find yourself being very domineering, a perfectionist, and not in the greatest of ways either. We're not talking about, just trying to attain perfection, which we all know doesn't exist anyway. But it would be to your own detriment. You would be a perfectionist to the nth degree. You would find yourself being very power hungry or judgmental, very critical of others and very critical of yourself. So what you are looking for here is a balanced solar plexus. And if you are in balance, you will find that you have an amazing drive about yourself. You'll be confident. You'll have a great self-image and feel very in control of yourself, in control of your life. You'll have great self-esteem. You'll have an amazing willpower and an assertiveness that people want to pay attention to. So being our energy center, radiating our prana throughout our body from this chakra, this is a particularly important one that needs to remain balanced, that we know who we are and we feel comfortable where we are, and that we can radiate that beautiful yellow light throughout ourselves. And then if we move further up, we're now up into the upper chakras, and the next one is our heart. So again, in the center is our heart, which radiates green. Now, we're used to seeing red or pink for the colour of hearts everywhere we go, but this one is green, and I love the reason of it. It's connected to nature. It's an earthy colour. It is the chakra of love, and it is all connected through that beautiful green colour, because we are all about the unconditional love. If this area, which is self-explanatory, it is all about love in every sense of the word. And if this area is blocked, you are quite bitter. You will definitely have trust issues, probably a lack of empathy for others, and you will definitely be intolerant in regards to love, your love life, your partners, your relationships. If it's an overactive heart chakra, then you are self-sacrificing and putting others before yourself, have an overly attached kind of vibe, be very dependent on others. You'll be giving too much, which then will result in feelings of jealousy. So being the heart anyway, it's incredibly important that this one is balanced. And if you have a beautiful balanced heart chakra, it is all about the love. Love, 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 love. Unconditional love for all. Unconditional love for yourself. You will feel peace. You will feel passionate. You will be receptive and accepting and forgiving, full of gratitude, and you will have meaningful relationships in your life. The heart chakra is physically connected to our circulation. Emotionally, it is connected to unconditional love for ourselves and for others. Mentally, the heart chakra is connected to our passion or passions. And spiritually, the heart chakra is connected to our devotion. And if we come up again, we are at the throat chakra, which is at the center of the throat. And it radiates a beautiful blue. And the throat, as you can imagine, is a bit like the heart. It's quite self-explanatory. It's all about communication, growth through expression. It's all about speaking our truth, but it is also connected to our listening as well. Physically, it's associated with our thyroid, and it governs our communication. Emotionally, it is connected to our independence. Mentally, it is connected to our fluent thought and expression. And spiritually, it is our sense of connection. So if your throat chakra is blocked, you will have troubles expressing yourself. You will be having troubles and difficulties communicating. You will come across or create misunderstandings with this lack of communication and good expression. You will be keeping secrets and holding things back. And as it's connected to your listening abilities, it means that you won't be doing a very good job of listening to people, which can create things like arguments and misunderstandings in itself. If it's an overactive throat chakra, you will be heavily opinionated. You will gossip. You will talk over the top of others. You'll be using a lot of harsh words. You'll probably be talking an awful lot, overly chatty, but using it all for negative energy. So it's incredibly important that the throat chakra, as with all of them, is balanced. And if you are balanced in your throat chakra, you will feel that you can speak your truth. You will be able to communicate very well and very clearly. You will be able to be opinionated without pushing your opinion onto people that don't want to hear it. You'll be able to express what you need to say very well. You'll be confident in what you are saying and what you have to say, and you'll have great expression, and you will also have an air of a leadership to you. And if we move up a little bit further to the third eye chakra, which is on the forehead in between the eyebrows, and it radiates a beautiful indigo colour. It's often a favourite, the third eye, for when people begin to learn about chakras, because I think that when we go on this journey and we become spiritual and all about the growth, this is kind of the area where people want to go to. This is where the magic happens. Our third eye is all about our intuition, our manifestation abilities, our psychic abilities, our inner wisdom, our clarity, our visualization, and our imagination. It's associated with the pineal gland, which produces the hormone melatonin, which is for regulating sleep as well. Now, when the third eye chakra is blocked, we will have a poor imagination and we will suffer with poor intuition. We will feel that we are not receiving guidance. We're not able to download anything from our higher self, our higher consciousness, or from source. We can't listen to that intuition either. We're sort of blocking our ability to hear that. We'll find that our creativity is at an all-time low, and we're not able to listen to our inner thoughts. And if it's overactive, which doesn't really happen very often, but what it would cause is third eye awakenings and sort of hallucinations and delusions, because you've broken the veil too far, especially if you weren't ready for it. But if this beautiful third eye chakra is balanced, you have the ability to tap into the spirit realm. You have the ability to connect with that sixth sense. You'll be very in tune with your intuition. Your gut instincts will be speaking to you and you'll hear them. You'll be empathetic and very creative and very imaginative because you've connected on that level. You'll probably even experience visions that are beyond the physical realm, which is why I think this is a favourite one for when people start to look into the chakras. And then if we move to the seventh one, which is the crown, and it's on the top of our head, and it radiates a brilliant white, which can also sometimes be seen as a violet. And this is our connection to the spirit realm. This is our connection to higher purpose. And this is your consciousness, your bliss, your oneness, your beliefs, and your understanding, and your connection to the divine. And it's also our ability to be fully connected. So it governs the release of karma, and it's great for meditation. So physically, the act of meditation is its connection. Mentally, it is action with universal consciousness and unity. And emotionally, it's the action of beingness. So when the crown chakra is blocked, we can feel very depressed. because we've lost connection with our faith and our sense of who we are in the world. We end up feeling very lost. Feelings that I can honestly say that we probably have all felt at some point in our life. So this could be a blocked crown chakra. When it's an overactive crown chakra, it's very dogmatic, very judgmental and ungrounded. But when it's balanced, we have very strong faith in ourselves and in what is around us. We are very clear about our path and where we need to head towards. We are very aware. We are very wise. We are very, very connected. And we are very connected in particular to the higher consciousness. So as you can see, it's incredibly important that these are balanced. And although the information is extensive, it doesn't take much to bring them into balance. It can come across sometimes a little complicated until you break it down into bite-sized items and realize that it's actually not that complicated at all. There isn't much that you need to do. And even if one of your chakras right now, whilst you're hearing all this, you're picking up on symptoms that you are recognizing could mean that X, Y, or Z chakra is blocked within you. All it will take now is balance. And it doesn't take a huge amount to bring them into balance. And the effects are actually incredibly quick as well. You start to notice a turnaround almost instantly. So, a few ways on how to bring them into balance to get you started. But as I said, episode 2 on this will come out shortly. And I'm going to break it down into many, many ways. So anybody that really wants to delve a little bit further, or they know for sure that, let's say, their root chakra is out of whack, and they really want to work on that root chakra in as many ways as possible, this second episode will help you, guide you through all possible ways that I can find, which I'm sure there are many, many more that I haven't found yet, but all the ways I have found so far that can help you with that. But for now, just a few basics. So, because it is energy that moves through us, it is also the same as I always say, that energy is exactly that. It's changeable. You can change that energy, just like someone coming up to you can change your energy, good or bad. You can change the energy within you as well, because we are connected to everything. Everything is connected to us. So to change the energy within your chakras and get them back into balance, you can use things like yoga practices. You can even search for very specific yoga that works with chakra balancing. Certain poses, certain mudras, which are the ritual hand gestures that you do with yoga, they can all work on one or all of the chakras in a session. You don't necessarily have to go out and find that. You can do that at home yourself. It can be for free. It doesn't have to be difficult or complicated. And also there are breathing exercises. Breathing exercises that just bring you into balance, which is probably better as a daily practice more than I feel I'm blocked, let me do that now. It will help, but this is probably better if it's more of a regular thing. I mean, we talk about breathing a lot as a very big cure-all for many things, from anxiety to stress and so on, and it can help here too. Using things like box breathing, alternative nostril breathing, they are ways to equalize and balance the prana flow through you. And therefore, if the prana is moving at the correct pace through you and through your chakras, they should balance themselves out. You can also use visualization. I really love going onto Spotify or YouTube, and I find a guided meditation that is for chakra balancing or chakra healing. Either two of those is brilliant, and they just talk you through it, and all they are doing is just talking you through your own visualization, which you can do with or without the guided speech. You're basically meditating and you're visualizing the colored spinning disc in that chakra area. So for instance, if it's your root chakra that you're working on, you're focusing on a spinning disc of red. You're imagining that disc spinning round and round and emanating its light from within your center outwards until it's reaching far beyond your body. Visualization is an incredibly powerful tool in all senses of the word, not just for chakras. But I find that this one is a very simple, easy way. And as I said, you can do it yourself, meditate, you work on visualizing those colors, those spinning discs, emanate that light from within you. Or search for one that you can work with, that they'll guide you. I use this quite often. I love my chakra balancing, not playlist, what's the word? Track on Spotify. I absolutely adore it. I do it probably about once a week. Makes me feel great. It's a wonderful meditation anyway. Makes me feel very relaxed. But at the end of it, you can really feel a shift in your energy. And that's what we're looking for. Obviously, you can have chakra healing sessions. You can have Reiki sessions. Having a healer that knows what they are doing, realign and balance them out for you is also a really great way to get them back into balance. A real simple one, we love simple, is dancing. You can shift your energy in many ways and ways unknown just by moving your body. Dancing, if you kind of concentrate on which area it is that you're feeling stuck or blocked in and move that part of your body more. Bit difficult when we're talking about the throat necessarily, but if you even just move your neck around, move your head, move your shoulders, you are concentrating and focusing on that area. Dancing is an energy shifter like no other. Crank up whatever music makes you happy, whatever makes you feel great, and get that body moving. Now, the other thing you can use is colour therapy. This is quite an interesting one I came across the other day. A wonderful healer talking about how they connect to the colour of the chakra that they feel out of line with. So again, if we go with, let's say, the heart chakra, green, they will connect with green on every level. They will think about the colour green. They will go out into nature to be around the colour green. They will eat green food and drink green drinks, and they will wear the colour green on their body, and they will look at things around them that are the colour green. Now, we all know that generally when you think of a colour, you tend to pick up on and notice more around you, that there's more of that colour than you realise when you look at the big picture. So if you look at a room, you kind of just see not so much, and then you focus on the colour brown and your eyes will start to pick out where that is. So connecting through that colour, you will start to bring more of that colour to the forefront of you. You'll start to notice it more. And then you are surrounding yourself with the colour of the chakra that you are trying to align. It's a great way to give it a go. Let me know how you get on with it. Now, if you're working with crystals, these are connected mostly through colour, but also just through their connection to the chakra as well. So you'll start to notice as I speak about the crystals that are kind of connected to each chakra, you'll notice that the majority of them are colour related. And then there are just a few little oddballs that are not the colour of the chakra, but they are the energy of that chakra. So if we start at the bottom again, we'll go from the root. So the root being red, I would suggest that you connect with red agate, tourmaline or red jasper. And then for the sacral, connect with orange carnelian, orange calcite or sunstone. For the solar plexus, it would be tiger eye, citrine, fire opal or amber. For the heart, it would be green aventurine, rose quartz, rhodonite or amazonite. For the throat, it would be blue aquamarine, turquoise, blue lace agate and kyanite. For the third eye, it would be lapis lazuli, sodalite and sapphire. And lastly, for the crown, use amethyst, clear quartz or moonstone. Now, to use the crystals to balance out the chakras, you can simply meditate with them, hold them, spend time with them, bring them closer to you. But what I would suggest is laying yourself flat and placing them on the chakras. Best if you do all 7 instead of concentrating necessarily on one. No point in balancing one to find that there is an imbalance elsewhere. So the best way to connect with the crystals to balance out the chakras is to lay with each colour on the placement of the chakra. And it's best to do all 7 of them at the same time, purely because you don't want to unblock or balance out one chakra to find that actually there's some other imbalances elsewhere. You may as well do them all. And you just lay down flat on your back, and on the front of your body you place the crystal that corresponds to the chakra into the center of your body where the chakra is. So for the root, it's at the base of your spine. For the sacral, it's below your navel. For the solar plexus, it's below your rib cage but above your navel. For the heart, it's in the center of your chest, just across from where your heart actually is. For the throat, it is literally in the center of your throat. For the third eye, it's on the forehead in between the eyebrows. And for the crown, it's on the top of your head. Now when you're laying down, obviously you won't be able to be putting something on the top of your head. So what I do is just wherever the top of my head rests onto the pillow or the bed or the floor or the mat or whatever it is that you're lying on, just literally let the crystal just run down the back of your head and then rest it there on whatever it is that you're lying on. You can also just connect with the crystals by meditating with them. If you're going to go for visualization or color therapy, as we were talking about earlier, connect with the crystals there, hold them, have them with you, pop them in your bra, pop them in your pocket, keep them with you to connect that energy and get those chakras balanced out. Now, as I said, this is just almost like a toe dipping into the water of all the information out there. There are so many ways to balance out your chakras, including music and tones that you can listen to, the things that you do in your life by learning or reading and writing poetry and all sorts of things, connecting with your inner child even, are ways to get your chakras balanced in a simple format on a daily basis. So keep your ears out and eyes out for episode 2 coming very soon, to delve a little bit deeper for those that want to go a bit deeper on this and find out a little bit more. But until that happens, I really hope that this little introduction has been of use to you guys as much as I found it useful to me when I first started to delve in. And until next time, guys, take care of yourselves.